Hello, my babies. Welcome back to more messing with Microsoft Paint. Except it's not messing with Microsoft Paint, because now it's Romeo and Juliet as told by Microsoft Paint. So the beginning of our story is the Capulets. Gotta write that right there. Capulet. And then there's Montagues. It's been a while since I've been on Microsoft Paint, kids. It's been an entire season of the Varlo show. Montague and their families, and they're feuding right there. These two, they're feuding. Oh, I just kicked my desk. Oh, you fucking hate to see it, man. You really hate to see it. So then they got a couple people. So this guy, they got let's make him angry. There we go. Let's make him angry. This is Tybalt right here. And Tybalt. And then they had some other people from here. I forgot this one's name. I forgot the one who they fought's name. They wanted to fight, bro. This guy and then this guy. They were duking it out right here. But this guy, who's also on the Montague's side, his name was Benvolio. So Benvolio comes and he's like, guys, you gotta fucking stop. So then he tells him to stop, and Tybalt runs off like a little bitch. And he's just like, let's just not fight anymore, all right? So let's not save anything. So then there's the king of the Montagues, Prince no, his name was Lord Montague, wasn't it? So Lord Montague and his wife, they have a why does she look smaller? Why does she look so small? But they have a son named Romeo. I'm gonna write an R in his face because he's Romeo. So yeah, Romeo, he's a little depressed. I'm not gonna lie, he's pretty fucking depressed. And they tell Benvolio, this guy, remember the guy who broke up the fight? They tell him, yo, go find out what the hell's wrong with your cousin. So then they're out of the picture now. They don't come back for a while. So him and Benvolio and Romeo, they have a little heart to heart, and it's Romeo makes it very clear that he's hung over some girl named Rosaline. I'll just write her name down there. I'll write Rosa because I don't know how to write. It's so hard to draw with the mouse. So yeah, he's hung over this girl, Rosaline, and doesn't know what to do, because she rejected him. You hate to see it, man. You really hate to see it. Now, on the Montague side, Lord Montague, and So you got Lord Montague and Lady Montague. They have a daughter named Juliet. We'll write a J on her face, because she's Juliet. And Juliet is gonna marry the prince's cousin. I don't remember. His name was Paris, and he kind of sucked. I'm not gonna lie, he really sucked. Paris, man, he really sucked. I'm kind of under exaggerating how much he sucked. So yeah, but he's not. Sorry, the Capulet guy, this guy right here, he doesn't want to force his daughter to marry him, so she needs to give consent first. So he's like, you can have my daughter if you don't find anybody nice at the party. So he's gonna host the party, and there's gonna be a lot of girls there, and yeah, and Paris is gonna either find a new girl or he's gonna like this one, Juliet. So yeah, so there's a nice little Capulet tells his servant, time to go out and go invite everyone. But the problem is he can't read. He really can't read. So who does he ask to read the thing for him? Who does he ask? Who does he run into on the street out of all people? Romeo and Benvolio. He runs into both of them. And then, they have to invite him. This is the invitation. And guess what? Rosaline is on the list. So Romeo and Benvolio are like, oh my god, let's go to the party, and you can find more girls so that you don't get hung over Rosaline. And Romeo is lying. He's like, oh, it's a good idea. But secretly, he just wants to go see Rosaline again. So they go get masks. Let's just make a nice little mask right here. And they go to the masquerade, and she sees Rosaline, but it doesn't really matter because Romeo, this one with the R, sees this one with the J, you know, Juliet. And then they go and they do a little kiss. It's censored. It's censored. Ew, it's disgusting. So yeah, the kiss is censored, in my version at least. And then Romeo goes and does his own thing, and he runs into Juliet's nurse. We'll write the nurse. I don't even know. We'll write in the script. I don't even care. So it doesn't look like nurse, but just trust me, that's the nurse. And the nurse is like, oh, it's a Capulet. You're a Montague. You kind of got yourself into a bad situation. And then Juliet over here finds out from this lady, the nurse, finds out, oh, wait, Romeo is a Montague. That's not good. So, like, what does Romeo do? What does Romeo do? So this is their house right here, their tower. And Juliet's out here. She's out here on the balcony right here. And there's a bunch of trees. There's a bunch of shrubbery. And what does this little boy Romeo do? He hides in her bushes while she's talking out to the world. She's talking out. And, like, he's saying stuff, too. And then they meet. And then they kiss some more. And, like, Romeo's like, I'm going to go to the priest. And we're going to get married. What could go wrong? Really? Like, seriously, what could go wrong? Right? So they go. And, like, they meet the priest. Lawrence. We'll write law on him. He was pretty cool. He's, like, the best character in the whole book. And, like, he marries J and R. And, like, life's good, you know, feels me. But the next day, do you know what happens? Romeo and his boy, Benvolio with the B, and Mercutio, they run into that guy, Tybalt from before. Tybalt, remember Tybalt? Ty? We'll call him Ty for now. Ty. They run into him, and, like, he goes, and he kills Mercutio, their friend, and, like, Benvolio's like, dude, don't fight him, bro. You know, it's not good. And Romeo's like, even though this is, like, my brother-in... No, not brother-in-law. Well, it's my cousin now. He's my cousin now. So he still fights and rip Tybalt because Romeo, there's blood around. Let's get the blood. There's blood everywhere. Romeo kills him. Oh, God. That really, really, really sucks. I'm not going to lie. Because he just killed his new cousin. And, you know, Juliet finds out and she's like, he just killed my most beloved cousin. So what does she do? She mopes, you know, like a normal person would do after their loved one is killed. She mopes. Right? That's all good, mopes. But then she moves on. This guy she's known for like a week and a half. Not even, probably like 3 days at this point. She literally just killed her cousin and then forgives him. Because she's like, well, I guess we're married. Not a big deal. So, yeah. So she's like, oh, alright, let's go, and I'm gonna, like, you know, oh, I didn't mention this part, I forgot. Romeo gets banished, like, rip Romeo, because Romeo killed T. He killed Ty, bro, rip. He killed him, rip him, too. So, like, what do? Juliet's really depressed again, because Romeo's gonna get banished, and she's never gonna see him again. So her parents kind of, you know, they see her, like, you know, the Lord Capulet and Lady Capulet, they both see, like, these two, they see that their daughter Juliet is sad, you know, they see that she's sad, but, like, they think she's sad over her cousin. She's not. She's sad that Romeo got banished, right? Makes no sense. So they're like, all right, well, we're gonna move your wedding with the Paris. We're gonna move. Did I mention his name before? The prince's cousin. I think I mentioned his name before, Paris. So yeah, we're gonna move up your wedding to Thursday because you're really sad. So Juliet's like, oh. So what does she do? She goes to the priest. She goes to law, and she's like, dude, I need help. So what does she do? So Jay gets a sleeping potion from the law. She gets a sleeping potion from him. And it's going to make her sleep for 3 days. And it's going to make her look like she's dead. So that when Juliet's out of the picture, they're going to bring her to the tomb. We'll make the tomb right here. So this is the tomb. This is the tomb. They're going to bring her here. Right there. They're going to bring her here. And then, like, they're going to mourn her and all that. And then 3 days later, Friar Lawrence is going to go over here, and he's going to pick up them from the tomb. He's going to pick her up from the tomb, right? It's kind of complicated. And then he's gonna take her back down to this city right here. This little city. I don't think it looks like a city, but we'll just go with it. So this is where R is. R, Romeo, he's down here in this city. So the whole plan is that she's gonna fake die, then she's gonna get taken here, and then this guy is gonna come pick her up over here, and then bring her from here to here. This plan makes no sense. So she's like, I'm gonna be really, really happy. We'll make a nice big smiley face. Because she doesn't want her parents to be suspicioso. So what does she do? She acts really happy. And her dad is like, bro, you're so happy. Let's just move your wedding up to Wednesday. Which is not part of the plan. So what does she do? She drinks the potion, wakes up the next morning, and she is dead. That looks like bed. It's just dead without an A. So yeah, she is DED, dead. But don't you worry, it gets worse. They bring her to the tomb. They bring her here to the tomb, and like life's all good. It's like checked out, bro. So like, you know, news is out. Juliet's dead. Ah, crap. So what happens next? So this guy right here, his name, I forgot his name. I think it was Balthazar. He goes to the little town that's over here. She went to the little town to go tell Romeo. This guy right here. To go tell Romeo that Juliet is in the tomb and she's dead. But then you could be like, well, isn't Romeo supposed to know Juliet's alive? Yes, okay? So here we go. We got Friar Lawrence right here. Law. He's got a best buddy named John. And what happens with John? He's supposed to go to the little town over here. He's supposed to go to the town and go tell Romeo that Juliet is safe and it's like all good and like come get her and it's gonna be all good. You guys are gonna live happily ever after. But no, let's stay on the same page. He goes to this town and then he gets like cut off right here because there's an outbreak of the plague. So he can't go in the town because if he goes in the town, because theoretically he has the plague. So like he's gonna kill a bunch of people if he had the plague. Even though he really didn't. So instead of delivering this magical letter to Romeo to tell her that Juliet's alive, he goes back to Friar Lawrence. And he's like, bro, rip. Like, Romeo's not going to know. So he's like, let's go to the tomb right now. And, like, Romeo finds out. So we're back to Romeo now. So Romeo, we'll make a nice little thing. He's very, very upset that Juliet's dead. So what does he plan to do? He goes to some poor guy. We'll draw him over here. He's like, sell me poison. He yells, sell me. And then, like, he gets a little poison right there. And then, yeah, once he gets that poison, you know what happens next? He goes to the tomb. And what happens when he gets to the tomb? A little R boy over here. Who happens to be at the tomb at the same time? Oh, right, it's Paris. You know, the one that she was supposed to marry, but, like, would have probably made the story a lot less complicated if she just married him. Yeah, he's like, what are you guys doing here? Like, why are you gonna rob this grave over here? And he's like, So then they fight, and rip Paris. Paris gets killed, and Romeo is the victor. So, Paris dies, and he's got one wish. He wants to go into here and lay right next to Juliet on his deathbed. And that is a beautiful wish, beautiful end of the story, but it's not the end of the story because this guy right here, this decided that, you know, that's his spot, you know, right next to Juliet. That's his spot, you know, that's where he's gonna kill himself. So he puts Paris in some separate room. It's so dumb. So he goes in there. R goes in there. And he sees Juliet. He sees her. But, like, she's, like, sleeping because she's, like, supposed to be dead. So, like, Romeo goes, he kills himself with the poison, right? So, guess what happens? I bet you'll never be able to guess. Can I rotate this? Can I rotate it? Is that, like, a thing? I don't know. I can't rotate it. So just pretend that Juliet is standing up. You know what? We're gonna just draw it. We're just gonna draw it. It's fine. So Juliet gets back up. And, like, she sees Romeo. Let's write this sideways. That's it. That's my best R. I don't even know. Close enough, I guess. Romeo's dead because she's like, oh, he just killed himself. Now, Juliet is like, oh, he died. I've got nothing else to live for. So what did Romeo have in his pocket the whole time? He had a knife, he had a nice little knife right here. And she brings the knife to herself and just kills herself. And that's it. Both Romeo and Juliet are dead at the end. This story makes no sense. I'm sorry if you sat through the entire video. And, yeah, hopefully next week we'll not look at Romeo and Juliet again. Hopefully we'll do something better. And, oh, there's a rotate button right here. Oh, that's the paper. I thought that was just the thing. Oh, okay. Remember, guys, spread positivity. Not read this book. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Oh, my God.